Aloha everyone, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, Intuitive Soul Alignment Mindset Coach here, and I'm here with beautiful Jen Yang. She's a self-love coach, and we are here for my LeimomiTV Client Impact interview series where we're sharing about how the Soul Alignment Blueprints has really changed my clients' lives and the kind of work that they do in the world. So I'm here with my beautiful client, Jen Yang. She does amazing work with self-love, and so I wanted to give this opportunity for her to introduce herself into her work. So tell us more about who you are, what kind of work is your sacred work that you do in the world.
Hi, Leimomi. Hi, everybody who's watching. My name's Jen. So I am a personal development mentor in relationships and self-love. So I help my clients, what I call them beloveds, to help them to get out of that frustration, overwhelm, or sometimes, that disconnection from their loved ones, from themselves. And then get back to where their core is. That's their heart. And through the 7-pillar system that I guide them with, they're starting to feel that fulfillment and less overwhelmed, and definitely going back to their core and to embrace their uniqueness as a beautiful woman.
I love that how you have those 7 pillars and you walk them through that process to get back to who they are at soul level. Helping them realize that actually there is that love within them, right? That they just needed to have more access to. So when you first started with me, like what were you experiencing or struggling with before you met me? And then you got your soul alignment blueprints.
Wow, I'm having a flashback right now. Yeah, so what happened was I remember that I was trying so hard to figure things out for my business models and everything, and trying all different kinds of marketing strategy here and there. And I was getting overwhelmed on a business level. So when I met Leimomi, the first thing I found out of my blueprint is that I was totally in misalignment of my superpower. So I've been spending a lot of time to really go within, going deep, to really understand what's going on inside of me regarding that misalignment. And that frustration, overwhelm, and then I'm sure you witnessed me throughout the process. But I'm glad that, I did that, because that's such a practice, but it serves me a lifelong benefit.
Yeah, I remember when you watched my masterclass and you were having all these kind of symptoms that you didn't even realize was related to soul alignment, related to not being aligned to your superpower. And you're aligning to the wrong energy. And then we went through a whole big process, actually it's been almost 10 months, I think, since we first started. And went through this whole big process of so much frustration. What the hell is wrong with me? Why can't I align to my love superpower? And questioning yourself and going in and out about it. And finally, one day, you activated your superpower and you're like, oh my God, that's what Leimomi is talking about. This is what love feels like. Why couldn't I access this? Because you're aligning too much to the power or the self-expression and getting really frustrated. People are not responding the way that they should. And especially in your business, right? You felt like you were talking to the wall, right? For a while.
I just want to laugh right now.
Hard to imagine, but that was how it was like, right? It was you lost your soul's voice, you lost your why, your deeper purpose. You already knew these things, right? But putting them all together was very difficult, I think, at that time, because it was just what is wrong with me, right? You had a lot of those questions. So what did you experience after you got your soul alignment blueprints? What awakening or manifestations happened right after, or continues to happen now?
Yeah, so what happened is I feel like when I'm back to my love power alignment, it's a lot to do that groundedness inside of me, less anxiety, less scatteredness, and also how do I put it in words? It's such a big epiphany, to be honest, because when I first misaligned to power, I was trying to convince people, trying to like force things to happen, but it's just not happening the way I want, and it's just more frustration, more overwhelm, right? But then later on, when I realign myself to love, which is completely new to me, but it really directed me to that basic fundamentals, which is how do I connect from my heart space, like truly connect and be present with people. So I realized and I found out that, physical connection, the presence is really important to me. And people do connect with me that way rather than just, kind of online version of me. But when I step out of the physical space, connecting with people offline, I draw the audience. And
Yeah,
that's
that was a big deal, like to realize, hey, like stop trying to push the online version of yourself because your soul was meant to be offline. And then like I noticed that you just because we worked privately, we also worked in my 8-week Mastering Your Soul's Gift program, and like it took just a while to get used to being like, hey, this is who I am, this is my love superpower. Then we went to a whole nother level of like getting your business aligned to your soul, right? Like we revamped your business offerings and marketing and messaging, and we had to like think about different ideas of how to get to your ideal client. Right. It was a lot of deep changes. Like so it was like inside you need to change within yourself, but then we also did with the outer world, which was like, hey, how can we make your business more aligned to your soul, which more was the offline version. And then you launched your workshops, and you even taught inside of the university.
right.
And you had a lot of big things that happen. Even you had your retreat, which was amazing at the end of the year. So it's like really big steps that you've made in the past 10 months, I think.
It's just more about like how do I embrace my full presence without apology. It means a lot to me. Yeah.
Yeah, really big step. So now that you have your blueprints, like how do you use it in your daily life? Like how does it impact your life and your business?
Okay, so what I do is first thing in the morning, it kind of becomes my routine, by the way. Like first thing in the morning when I wake up, I list down, actually pre-recorded it on my cell phone. So it's like the first thing I listen to is what are the main references, the framework that my superpower is. And then that helps me to realign my energy from the very beginning of the day. So will prevent me from, jumping into misalignment from time to time, or at least just readjust myself back to where I am, where I'm supposed to be.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because your blueprints is the energies of your soul. So now that you knew those specific ones, then you could listen to it and be like, hey, I am very external, I am similarity, or I need to align to authenticity because it's my business energy, right? So you just like with finding ways of fine tuning yourself to being aligned to that energy. And it has made quite a difference on like how you start your day.
Yeah, and everything is about that awareness. So continuously, it keeps on evolving to a different level of awareness. Because I used to be like, oh my god, now I'm misaligned. I totally knew it, but I don't know how to shift it. Like I'm stuck. But then later on, it's just more like, oh, okay, I'm misaligned. I knew that, but what can I do about it? Okay, let me just go back to the blueprint and do like little step at a time.
Yes. And then we also worked on some beliefs with the spiritual mindset and the money mindset work. And then like we really figured out exactly what mindsets to change, like on a daily basis too, right? Like, hey, I'm getting into my imposter syndrome, I'm getting into my perfectionism. So then you know what is exactly like you're misaligning yourself, right?
Whew, that was a big construction right here.
Yes, we've been working on that too. So what are your dreams and goals like for the next year? Like what do you see yourself doing more of?
Yeah, so for this year, I just want to concentrate more on educating the market here about what self-love is, and also to have my personal workshop in a 3-month 6 month, 9 month series. It's been taking me some energy to do that, but I'm glad to see how it starts to unfold by itself. And focus on probably just going to write my book by the end of the year.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
It'll be fun, yes.
Yeah, to actually like have something more tangible that you could guide your audience through.
Yes.
Because as you said, you have those 7 pillars, and you kind of made that up according to the journey that they need to go on to get back into their love, and get them to take action to what they want, right? And bring out what they really truly want to say in the world. And it's cool how now I can see like you're really using your 3 main gifts and your superpower and making it all aligned to your soul, better than the way that we started before. Just a lot of frustration and overwhelm and lacking clarity. And then now it's like boom, boom, boom. I know I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this many people, right? And then gathering those people feels more aligned to you.
Just conscious choice every day, compared to a month ago.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
So how can people, get in contact with you to work with you, or like any last words you want to share with us?
Yeah. If you're interested in understand what my work is, you can come to janeyangmetamorphosis.com to book a session with me, and I'm really happy to connect with you. And also, I would love to say, trust the process. Trust the process. Sometimes we feel like so overwhelmed because there are so much things that we can't control. But then it's just because of that, trying to control the attempt of that is going to drive us mad. And then learning how to just be in the moment and then trust how that flow is going to take us somewhere that it's more than what we can imagine is very essential.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. We've come like full circle, right back, getting back into the process, trust the process.
Yes.
And actually living that. And actually allowing people to be in your presence and keeping that sacred space and like a healing energy. Because I remember we also were working on activating your psychic gifts and things like that. And so now it's like I can see how much you've changed like over the past 10 months, like just like stepped into it and then starting to actually offer that without thinking about it anymore, right? It's been a really, really big step for you. So yeah, big changes, big shifts. So thank you for being here with us, and spending this time with us. And for everybody else who is listening in, definitely reach out to Jen. She's amazing at her work, and she has this amazing process that kind of came through like suddenly from source. So while we're working together, so I'm so excited for people to join Jen's programs. And so yeah, we have these interview series with more of my clients, and I want to share with everybody my clients' work and what they do. And so every day, actually over the past 2 months, I'm going to be sharing more of these kind of news with everybody, and where we're having these live interviews with my previous clients. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll be talking to you guys all very, very, very soon. Have a beautiful day. Aloha.